A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I want A+ English because it's so much fun. English education for you and everyone, so come along. Learn some grammar, learn a phrase, learn something new every day. Learn the A+ way. Hey, it's time to start the show. Are you ready? Good, 'cause here we go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I want A+ English.
Hello and welcome to A+, Elsie and Reese reporting for Judy. Do you believe in wishes, Elsie?
Yeah, sometimes I do.
Yeah.
So that's why I make a wish every time on my birthday.
Right, you blow the candles, you make a wish.
Yeah.
Or maybe when you see a shooting star, you make a wish too. And also, if you find an eyelash on somebody's face,
找到睫毛的时候
blow it away and make a wish.
Right. Make a wish before you blow it away or the other way.
I'm not sure. Maybe that's why my wishes haven't been coming true. Anyway, today's article is called The Wish Tree, and it was originally written by Catherine Applegate. Sounds magical. But before we dive into the article, here's a warm-up question. What kinds of animals live in trees?
什么样的动物住在树里面呢？ Koalas live in trees.
In Australia? Sure.
And tree frogs live in the tree.
It's in the name.
And what else? Some snakes
Ooh, really?
live in trees. And
Snakes?
some monkeys.
Monkeys, of course, in Taiwan.
Yeah.
We also have things like squirrels, which are super cute.
松鼠, yes.
And owls live in trees too.
Yes.
In the UK, we have loads of owls and loads of squirrels, and I think they're both super cute animals.
Do sloths live in trees?
I think they do. Because they're so slow, they need to find somewhere safe to live, and predators don't generally go up trees.
Right.
People live in trees sometimes too, right? There are some
Who?
You just agreed with me. Some people live in trees, I think, in countries where there's a lot of water or flooding on the ground.
Oh, okay, so they build a tree house.
Yeah, it's a lot safer to live in there.
That's true.
You guys can think about this question too. What kinds of animals live in trees? But for now, let's get into the article.
Wish tree. Warm-up question. What kinds of animals live in trees?
My friends call me Red, and you can too. I'm a 216-year-old red oak tree, and many animals live in my branches. In 1848, I became this neighborhood's wish tree. Each May Day, people write their wishes on old clothes and papers. They tie their wishes to my branches. Maeve, a 16-year-old Irish immigrant, started this tradition. She had a hard life. Her wish said,
I wish for someone to love with all my heart.
Later, Maeve found a baby girl on the ground next to me. There was a message in Italian. It said,
I cannot care for this baby. Please care for her. I wish you both a life of love.
The article begins with, My friends call me Red, and you can too.
Oh, okay. 我的朋友叫做 Red, 你也可以叫我 Red. But who's this speaker?
We haven't discovered yet. Red is an interesting name. Well, we're about to find out. I'm a 216-year-old red oak tree, and many animals live in my branches.
Okay, 所以 Red Oak 这个是红橡树，所以这边的 speaker 它是一棵树。The speaker is a tree.
The speaker is a tree, a red oak tree, which is a kind of very big and beautiful tree with colorful leaves. So what the article is doing here is a form of anthropomorphism. Whew, that's a long word, but it has a very simple meaning. Anthropomorphism is when we change a non-living thing into a human. If you've ever seen a cartoon with animals that talk, these animals have been anthropomorphized. It's something that authors like to do, or maybe movie directors, to create interesting characters.
没错，就是用拟人法 来叙述。那这边呢，这棵树就说了，我是一棵216岁的红橡树 ，and many animals live in my branches。我们看到 live 这里当做动词用哦，是居住。像是呢，我可以说 I live in Taipei， 我住在台北。Where do you live, Reese?
I live in Taipei. I live in Taipei too.
哦，你也住在台北。OK， 那这些动物，它们住在的是这棵红橡树的 branches 里头。Branch 是什么东西呢？ Let's find out。Branch 这个名词呢，就是树枝啦。那复数形呢，我们就在字尾加上 es 变成 branches 就可以了。那树木有 branches 有树枝，还有树叶叫做 leaves， 还有就是一个树干 a trunk。那再来呢 branch 这个字也可以当作分部或是分行来解释。像是呢，我们可以说 The bank has 5 branches in Taipei， 代表这家银行在台北有5间分行。那每一个分行每一个分部里面的经理，你可以叫他 a branch manager。那单字例句给的是呢 The branches of the tree fell off during the typhoon， 代表这棵树的树枝在台风天里掉落了。好啦，所以回到课文来，我是一棵216岁的红橡树，有很多的动物住在我的树枝里。
Cute. So going back to the word live, it's a verb which means to call a place your home or to stay in a place for a long time. I live in an apartment. I live in Datong district. I live in Taipei. I live in Taiwan. I live on planet Earth. Well, back to the article. It says, in 1848, I became this neighborhood's wish tree.
哦 neighborhood 代表的是邻近区域。那我们前面看到 neighbor 这个字就是邻居啦，所以他说1848年的时候，我变成了邻近区域的许愿树。
That's a long time ago. But trees live a very long time.
Right.
There are many trees in the world that have been around longer than any humans alive. The article used the word neighborhood, which is the area that people live in. Neighbors live together in a neighborhood. Each May Day, people write their wishes on old clothes and papers. Ooh, so it's a special time of year, May Day. May Day is usually May the 1st, and it's an ancient festival that's used to mark the first day of summer. And on May Day, people often dance and sing and have big parties.
哦，所以 May Day 就是武硕节，那它是欧洲的传统节日，人们会在每年的5月1号庆祝 Summer 夏天的到来。那我们这边看到 each 代表每一个，后面会接的是单数名词哦，所以每一年的武硕节，人们会在旧衣服和纸上写下他们的 wishes， 写下他们的愿望。
I've never celebrated May Day.
You never?
No, it's not common to celebrate it, though I think in some communities in maybe older parts of Europe, there are still groups of people that do celebrate May Day.
Oh, so it's a kind of old tradition.
Yeah, and if you go to some of the smaller islands around the UK, you can see people celebrating in the traditional way by dancing around the maypole.
Okay.
Well, the article continues. It says, they tie their wishes to my branches.
写完愿望之后做一件事情就是 tie them to the branches. Tie 这个动词什么意思呢？ Let's take a look.tie 在这边呢当作动词用，代表绑、扎或是捆的动作。那课文上面说到 tie their wishes to my branches， 那就将他们的愿望绑在我的树枝上。那我们还可以在树上绑绳子，好，可以说 tie a rope around the tree。那如果人家跟你说，绑好你的鞋带 tie your shoelaces。那如果是双方平手的话，也可以用 tie 这个字哦。像是呢，我们可以说 Reese and Laura tied in the game， 代表他们在比赛当中是平手的。那再来 tie 也可以当名词用，所以刚刚的平手我们也可以说 it's a tie， it's a tie。那另外呢，当名词的时候，它也可以当作领带来解释。那单字例句给的是呢 You should tie your shoes or you might fall over and hurt yourself。 你应该要绑好你的鞋带，否则你可能会跌倒，让自己受伤。
So the verb to tie means to attach or fasten with a string or cord. That means to make something stable and secure using a long piece of material, usually string or rope. We often use this word when talking about our shoes. You tie your shoelaces to make sure you don't fall over. You can also tie a bow or tie a knot. Back to the article, and we have a new character. Maeve, a 16-year-old Irish immigrant, started this tradition.
Immigrant 这个名词代表外来的移民，所以这边新的 character 新的角色就是一个16岁的爱尔兰移民 Maeve， 他开始了这项传统。
I like the name Maeve. It's very beautiful.
I like it too.
Yeah.
It's a girl's name, right?
It's usually a girl's name, yeah. And so she's from Ireland. More about Maeve now. She had a hard life. Her wish said, I wish for someone to love with all my heart.
Wow.
So romantic.
Life, L-I-F-E 好 life 是个名词，代表人生。那复数的话，你会看到去掉字尾的 F-E 加上 V-E-S 变成 lives。那这里呢，说到他有一个艰苦的人生，他的愿望是，我希望有一个能让我全心爱他的人。
I think a lot of people have this wish, right? Especially when you get a bit older, maybe the most important thing in your life could be to find somebody to love.
Right.
I remember when I was younger, in my teenage years, I was like, love is just something that happens in movies.
Okay, so you didn't believe in romance.
Until I tried romance when I was an adult, and it's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
OK， 那这里呢，他的愿望是什么呢？我们看到他的愿望用的是 wish 这个名词。好，然后呢，他说 I wish for someone to love with all my heart。那个 wish 是个动词，代表希望。
Right, so wish can be a verb, which means to wish for something, ask for something that you want, or it can be a noun.
Like make a wish.
The thing that you want.
那我们现在先进到 Magic Box 听讲师讲解 wish 当名词还有动词的用法咯。
Magic Box.
Hello， 大家好，我是艾赛。今天呢，要来介绍给大家一个非常实用的字哦，那就是 wish 这个字。那这个字呢，其实可以当做动词，也可以当做名词。那我们今天就先从它当做名词的这个用法开始吧。那 wish 呢，当做名词呢，可以表示有希望或者是默默期盼的事情。像是在生日的时候呢，你就会常听到有人会说 make a wish， 那指的意思呢，其实就是指许愿望的意思哦。比方说 make a wish and then blow out the candles， 许个愿望，然后呢把蜡烛吹灭。又或者，其实我们蛮常听到，或者就是在你书信的时候的最后，我们会看到有人写说 best wishes， 表示的意思呢就是给予祝福的意思哦。那今天这个 wish 呢，如果当做动词的话呢，它其实表示的意思也有祝福的意思哦。For example，my teacher wished me all the best。我的老师呢祝福我一切顺利。或者其实在圣诞节呢，我们常常会听到人家说 We wish you a Merry Christmas， 那就是指我们祝你圣诞快乐的意思哦。那 wish 呢当做动词，其实我们可以搭配 to 后面再加上一个原形动词，它其实表示的意思呢就是为想要。其实有点像我们之前学过的这个 want to 哦。那我们来造一个例句 ：If you wish to get better grades, you should study harder。如果呢你想要得到更好的成绩的话，那你就应该要更努力念书哦。这里的这个 wish to 呢，如果你把它替换成 want to， 那其实也是 OK 的哦。那最后呢，其实这个 wish 呢，我们也可以搭配介系词 for 后面再加上一个名词的用法。那它表示的意思呢，就是盼望点点点哦。For example, my sister wished for a new computer for her birthday。我妹呢，希望能够在生日的时候呢，收到一台新电脑。好啦，那今天介绍给大家 wish 的用法，希望大家都学起来咯。Wish you all the best， 拜拜。
Well, the article continues. It says, Later, Maeve found a baby girl on the ground next to me. There was a message in Italian.
接下来呢 Maeve 就发现我旁边的地上有一个小女婴 and there was a message. What is the message about? Let's find out. Message 这个名词呢代表讯息。Would you like to leave a message? 你想留下讯息吗？留下讯息的动作我们可以用 leave 来说。那再来呢，传递讯息是 send a message。那我们也可以说 The movie tries to send a message about how important family is。那就是这部电影试着传达关于家庭重要性的讯息。那另外 message 也可以当动词用哦，像是传文字讯息。So for example, she didn't pick up her phone, so he messaged her last night. 他昨天没有接电话，所以他就传讯息给他。那单字例句给的是呢 Tim wrote me a message before he went out. It says I'll be home late. Tim 出门之前写了一则留言给我，上面说我会晚点回家。
The word message here is used as a noun, and it means a verbal, written, or recorded communication sent to or left for A recipient who cannot be contacted directly. What does that mean? Basically, a message is something that you want to tell somebody, but you can't tell them right now because perhaps they're not with you. So you find a way for them to get the information later. You can leave a message on the phone, or you can write somebody a note for them to find later on. Well, back to the article, it says, it said, the message, I cannot care for this baby.
OK， 这边的主词 it 代表是那个讯息，讯息说 I cannot care for this baby. Care for 是什么意思呢？我们来看一下吧。Care for 这个动词片语呢，代表的是照顾。那我们也可以用 look after 或是 take care of 来说。For example, my neighbor is going to care for my cat when I'm away. 代表我的邻居啊，会在我出远门的时候照顾我的猫。那如果你把后面的这个 for 改成 about 的话呢 ，care about 代表是关心在乎，像是 she really cares about you， 她真的很在乎你。那单字例句给的是呢。A few nurses cared for Kendra when she was in the hospital. Kendra 住院的时候，有几个护士照顾她。
So to care for is a verb phrase, which means to look after somebody, to take care of them. That means you know what somebody needs and you help them get the things that they need. You can care for a baby, care for an animal, or maybe care for somebody who is sick or old.
没错，那纸条上写的是我不能照顾这个婴儿。OK.
Sounds kind of sad. Well, the note continues. It says, please care for her. I wish you both a life of love.
麻烦你照顾她，我盼望你们两个生活充满爱。Okay, so is Maeve going to take care of the baby?
Well, I think so. If you find a baby on the ground with no adult around to take care of it, probably you should be the one responsible for looking after this baby, at least for now.
Right.
Sounds like kind of a sad story so far, but hopefully there'll be a happy ending. Well, let's go to the review time activity to look at our vocabulary words.
Review time.
It's time to test my artistic ability
要画画啦。
and your knowledge of the vocabulary from
Okay.
the article.
We have branch 树枝 tie 绑捆的动作 message 讯息，还有一个是什么呢？
The last word was care for.
care for 照顾。
So I'm going to draw a picture of one or two of these words. You just guess which word I'm drawing.
Okay.
Okay? Let's start with a really, really easy one. I'm going to first draw this part, and then up here, I'm going to draw this, and then I'm going to draw this part. And there's a little birdie here.
还有鸟在上面。
Well, it's not a bird, it looks like a person. So the word that I'm looking for is this thing here.
Okay, so it's a tree. Those are leaves. That's a trunk. And this is a branch.
A branch. Good. It's kind of a wooden part that sticks out of a tree, and birds like to sit on
Is
them.
that a little person or?
I was trying to draw a bird, but
Okay, never
turns
mind.
out it's me. I'm standing in the
Okay.
tree. Okay, let's try one more. This
Wow.
one I think is really easy.
See a rectangle.
It's a symbol or picture you've probably seen before, maybe on your computer.
It's a mail.
It is mail, and mail is a form of what?
Message.
Very good.
传递讯息的。
Inside of this envelope, there's probably a message for somebody to read in the form of an email, or it could be a real letter, right?
Right.
When was the last time you wrote a real letter?
Maybe when I was 3.
We don't use pen and paper much anymore because technology is so useful.
现在都用传递电子的方式传递。
Yeah, but they're all still forms of message. Well, that's all we have time for today. There are some more words that you can play with there. See if you can draw the verb tie. That would be quite difficult to draw. But we'll see you tomorrow for more on the wishing tree.
Wish tree. Warm-up question. What kinds of animals live in trees?
My friends call me Red, and you can too. I'm a 216-year-old red oak tree, and many animals live in my branches. In 1848, I became this neighborhood's wish tree. Each May Day, people write their wishes on old clothes and papers. They tie their wishes to my branches. Maeve, a 16-year-old Irish immigrant, started this tradition. She had a hard life. Her wish said,
I wish for someone to love with all my heart.
Later, Maeve found a baby girl on the ground next to me. There was a message in Italian. It said,
I cannot care for this baby. Please care for her. I wish you both a life of love. Word power. Branch, branch. The branches of the tree fell off during the typhoon. The branches of the tree fell off during the typhoon. Tie, tie. You should tie your shoes, or you might fall over and hurt yourself. You should tie your shoes, or you might fall over and hurt yourself. Message, message. Tim wrote me a message before he went out. It says, I'll be home late. Tim wrote me a message before he went out. It says, I'll be home late. Care for, care for. A few nurses cared for Kendra when she was in the hospital. A few nurses cared for Kendra when she was in the hospital.
认识字汇
Red oak, red oak. Neighborhood, neighborhood. Immigrant, immigrant.